Hey everybody, I'm here to talk to you about the AD200 Pro. It's kind of a hybrid between a speed light and a strobe. It's got the Fresnel head, and then it also has a bare bulb head like a strobe would have. And then you can buy other heads for it, like the round head, and then you can get an LED head if you're doing video. So it's kind of a hybrid. It falls maybe, I would say, the second rung up from the bottom in my world of flashes. So I'm using the V860 version 2, which is just a regular speed light. Then up from there is this AD200 Pro. Then you have the AD400 and 400 Pro, and then the AD600, 600 and Pro. So this one is 200 watt seconds. It's about 3 speed lights. It has 9 stops of light. It goes from full power 1/1 all the way down to 1/256 of a second. It has color stable mode, which gives you a stable color within plus or minus 100 Kelvin, and it has high speed sync. It's also got the 2.4 gigahertz wireless system, which works with anything in the Godox and Flashpoint system. And it also has a modeling light. So we'll talk about the modeling light for a second. So a lot of people say the modeling light is not that bright, which I get it, it's not super bright when compared to like a regular modeling light on a higher end strobe, but it's better than nothing. It's nice that they just put it on there to have it, because if you're in a totally dark environment or a very dim lit environment, it's very nice to kind of just see stuff, let your camera focus, see where the light is falling, maybe even just turn it on to do a little behind the scenes or find something in your camera bag. So it's nice to have it just to have it. So moving on to some of the other features, they redesigned on the 200 Pro the mount. So these have a non-twist mount, which has these 2 slots on the side and the bottom, and then it's also got the slots on the stand here. So when you put it onto the stand and tighten it all the way up, it's not going to twist around on you like the AD200 would. So moving on to the back of the unit, you have a bezel around here. Some people think it's to protect the unit. I'm not 100% sure of that. I think it probably does, but I think it's more so that the buttons don't get pressed when they shouldn't be. Moving on to the screen, it is a little bit dimmer outdoors, but if you're using this flash, I feel like 90% of the time, 99% of the time, you're going to be using some sort of wireless trigger for it, and these wireless transmitters are definitely very bright in outdoors in direct sunlight. So moving on to the buttons, you have the mode button, which will cycle you through manual mode, TTL mode, and multi-mode. Multi-mode is just a sequence of flashes within a certain duration of time. You have your channel and group button. If you hold it down, you can change your channel, and if you press it, you can change your group. And there's 5 groups, A, B, C, D, and E. Once you get your group set, you can use the dial to bring up and down your power in 10th stop increments. You have your menu, which you can use to set custom functions. You have your radio on or off, and then you can hold that down to get you into high-speed sync. You have your modeling light on or off, and then you have your flash test button. On the side of the unit, you have your battery. It's a 29 milliamp hour battery. It's said to give you 500 full power flashes. Moving on from there, you have your USB-A for upgrading and firmware and all that stuff. And then you have a PC sync port. And then over here, you have the latch for removing your heads. You have the regular stand mount, which has an umbrella slot in here. And you can grab an umbrella or like umbrella foldable style soft boxes and octa boxes and use the unit that way. You can also get one of these S-style brackets. Then it has the Bowens mount adapter on here. So then you can slide on different Bowens modifiers, different octa boxes, grids, reflectors, things like that. If I were using the S-mount bracket with a modifier, what I like to do is use the bare bulb head, because I feel like the bare bulb with the protrusion of the bulb will fill up a modifier a lot better. Another way to use this flash is to use the Fresnel head with gels, which is something I really like doing with my speed lights before I got this unit. You can stick on a MagMod or MagMod style flash adapter, and then you can throw on gels and grids and a bunch of other stuff. And then I can use these in an umbrella, or I can shine it directly on a subject or something like that and get a cool pop of color. So for me, I'm super excited about this flash because I would take a V860 version 2 and then I would walk around with it, and it works good for outdoors, but I'm using it at nearly full power almost all the time. So halfway through the shoot, the battery will start to slow down or it'll start to warm up, and I'm waiting for the unit to recharge. So I ended up getting a couple of AD 400 Pros. But even those are still, they're not as bulky as the 600 Pros, but they're still bigger. And so carrying them around on the top of a stand or something like that just gets a little bit cumbersome sometimes. But having this unit where it's like 3 times brighter than a speed light and not as heavy as the AD 400 Pro and almost as powerful, it makes an awesome light for just walking around doing a single light setup. All right, everyone, so that's my review of the Godox AD 200 Pro. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments field. I'll do my best to answer them, and thanks everyone for watching.